Hello, everyone. It's nice to see you all again. I welcome you with great joy. We're so fortunate that Drupla Sonam Tsering has agreed to teach us the extensive Ngöndro of the Tukdrup Barché Künsel, the text of which is entitled, The Seed of Supreme Awakening. Today is the first in a series of 8 teaching sessions scheduled every other Saturday at the same time. These teachings will address all the practices of the extensive Ngöndro. They are extremely relevant for those who are practicing or anticipate practicing the concise Ngöndro. My name is Alan, and I'll be the announcer today. A new Samye Zoom team is working behind the scenes along with interpreters and other volunteers. Now I'll introduce Drupla Sonam Tsering. Drupla Sonam is a senior lama and ritual master at Kanring Shedrubling Monastery in Bodhanath, Nepal, where, at the age of 13, he took ordination as a monk from Choling Rinpoche and Chokyinima Rinpoche. Having devoted his life to the study and practice of dharma, Drupla Sonam has completed 3 3-year retreats. After years of study and practice, he began his first 3-year retreat at the age of 22 under the guidance of Tulku Urgyen Rinpoche. After 4 more years of study, he entered his second 3-year retreat, and then some years after that, at the age of 40, he entered and then completed his third 3-year retreat. Since then, Phakchok Rinpoche has asked Drupla Sonam to help him by teaching dharma in various centers throughout the world. We are surely blessed to have such an experienced and learned practitioner, Vajra master, and teacher teaching us the extensive Ngöndro of the Tukdrup Barché Künsel. We are also very grateful for Orion Lavallée, who will be translating Drupla Sonam's teachings in English today, and for Paul Thomas, who will be translating for Drupla Sonam during the upcoming teachings. And we also greatly appreciate the efforts of the 4 other translators working on separate channels. In the first session today, Drupla will introduce us to the history of the text and explain its title. Okay, so I have a really special surprise announcement for you all. Today is especially auspicious because Phakchok Rinpoche is here to give the reading transmission for both the concise and extensive Ngöndro practices. I want to remind the translators to mute themselves just before Rinpoche gives the transmissions. So Rinpoche La, before I turn it over to you, let me express our deep appreciation for the reading transmissions you're about to bestow upon us, and request that you also share some words of advice about practicing the 4 foundations. Rinpoche, please turn the wheel of Dharma.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Ngöndro practice series. Why I'm very happy that I came for giving transmissions and some advice, because people who choose to come this Ngöndro practice is you all want to learn, and especially you all want to practice. And so that is the whole reason that I'm very, very touched and very, very happy for you and for all others. First of all, the teaching that we know, so-called Buddha Dharma, the first word of the Buddha is actually enlightenment. They're referring to 2 ways. One is actually talking, Buddha means nature, innate nature, the wisdom. And for us as sentient beings, we know Buddha means 2,600 years ago, there was a person called Buddha Shakyamuni. So you can hear me? Okay. So that's why I think you all of us, to learn correctly and practice correctly, we need to understand correctly. So understanding correctly is the most important when you want to really practice. So the Buddha means innate nature. Dharma is how to gain the realization and the nature. So that is called Buddha Dharma. So now what we understand normally, Buddha Shakyamuni came and taught, and he passed away age of 81, that whatever he taught, that called Buddha Dharma. That is what we understand. It's a correct understand, but the most important, really important to understand is the enlightenment, the way to reach the enlightenment or way to gain the realization of the wisdom is the Buddha Dharma. So that means the real Dharma is ongoing. It's not just Buddha Shakyamuni came and taught and now we keep carrying it on. It's the Buddha Dharma that what we understand. The real Dharma is ongoing, timelessly, past, present, and future. Always Dharma is presence and it's actually going on. Because of our human mind, we are living in the world of thoughts and emotions. So thoughts doesn't last. Single thought comes and single thought goes, such as like the emotions and feelings. So from that short moment of thoughts cannot be comprehended the presence of the wisdom ongoing for 24 hours or 3 times, beyond 3 times is going to be very difficult. So that's why Buddha Dharma is very important. It's always going on. Now, why there's so many different types of Dharma? Because we have so many different types of beings. So they have no many different wisdom, innate wisdom, but to regain the realization of wisdom becomes different method, style, giving teaching or meditation style, little changes because accordingly with the beings, sentient beings. So, for example, when you have a beautiful moon in the sky, in the full moon day, in the night, so when you have a different types of cups and different types of purity of waters, some clear water, some dirty water, different types of water, different type of cups, then the reflection of the moon going to be different. But the moon going to be same, the reflection actually the same reflection of the moon, but because of the vessel, the cups are different and the water are different, then the moon looks different in each cup. Likewise, to being to different capability and different backgrounds, so the teachings changes. So that's why in the world, and now we have so many different types of Buddha Dharma teachings, Buddha teachings, because of that reason. Now, another thing that I want to say, that Buddha's activity, the activity of the Buddha Shakyamuni or activity of the wisdom have different kinds. So that's why they have two different, you can put into two different category that call the category of the mind and category of the wisdom. So category of mind is the first teachings of the Four Noble Truths, changing the minds, all that that now exists teachings, majority, many places in the world is actually based on the mind. Then when the Buddha Shakyamuni was there, Buddha Shakyamuni taught privately, secretly, the path of the wisdom. We say Vajrayanas or Tantrayanas. So this Vajrayana teaching taught by Buddha privately or secretly, but publicly not many people received because the capability was not there. Then after Buddha parinirvana, just before or before parinirvana, Buddha actually mentioned they're going to basically going to come a great Siddha or great master, or actually some Tantra says he's going to come back, different manifestation to actually give the Vajrayana teaching more publicly. Then after 20 years later, in Udayana, where is the Pakistan area these days, and that those time they have a kingdom, and the beautiful lake from the flower, Guru Rinpoche, Mahanguru Padma Sambhava came to the world. So, from there, Guru Rinpoche visited to the India nation, the greater India, to receive variety of teachings, different variety of masters, and from the mind section, mind-based teachings, Vinayas and sutras, and all that type of meditation techniques, and from all the way up to the different types of Vajrayana. So Guru Rinpoche practiced in a 4-channel ground, and he received many different variety teachings, and he practiced very shortly. He actually gained the realization, and whatever need gain realization through the tantric each tantras accordingly, and Guru Rinpoche, Mahanguru Padma Sambhava gaining the realization. So 8-channel ground, and 4-channel ground in India, 1-channel ground in Nepal, 1 in Pakistan, 1 in China. So 8-channel ground Guru Rinpoche visit and practice again the first realization. Then Guru Rinpoche visit to Nepal, where is called Maratika cave. Guru Rinpoche practice longevity Amitayos with the Mandarava consort from India. Then Guru Rinpoche gained the, longevity or beyond death city called Tsewang Rinzing. So they have many siddhas, yogis in the past who achieved this. So they don't have no passing. So they have other siddhas, Guru Rinpoches, they have no passing, no dying, no like us. So supplicating, and people who have really connection, karmic connection, people who have really faith and devotion, and you can actually see and hear, receive teachings, and in the dream or real or presence, it's throughout from now, from 1,000 years until my gurus, we have these experiences. So that is the second realization. The third realization is that Guru Rinpoche came to Asura cave, practiced 2 kind of tantra, Vajrakilaya tantra and Yangda Heroka tantra. These 2 tantra Guru Rinpoche practice, he gained achievement of Mahamudra. So when the Guru Rinpoche visit from Nepal, Asura, all the way down to Tibet, and that time Guru Rinpoche are in the Tukdrup Barché, where is the state of the Buddhahood. So Guru Rinpoche actually brought majority existence of the Buddha Dharma, especially Vajrayana teachings, and he tamed the people and the spirit beings of the people, and he blessed the places. You can actually see throughout Himalayan kingdoms, such as Nepal, Bhutan, Sikkim, Ladakh, India, all the way to Tibet. You can see so many caves, Guru Rinpoche's body print, hand print, leg footprint, treasure places, so many Guru Rinpoche went to practice and bless. So that means Guru Rinpoche actually stay in the Tibet 50 to 53 years, somewhere there, Guru Rinpoche maintained in Tibet. So you can see from there, the Guru Rinpoche is very, very significant, important. Now, the reason behind why it's so important is you can see that in the Buddha Dharma, you have the mind-based Buddha Dharma and you have wisdom-based Buddha Dharma. The mind-based is we call sutras. In the Vajrayana base, actually called wisdom. So you can see now in the present day, it's not just a belief. Present days in the world, in this globe, the existence of these two kinds, practice and the lineage, and empowerment, and explanation, and the practice. Of course, when the people able to practice correctly or have time to put practice correctly, it exists in the Himalayan region, beginning from Tibet. Why now have in Nepal, in Sikkim, in Bhutan, in India? Because of Tibet, is have the Vajrayana teachings. Why? Because of Guru Rinpoche came, stay for 50 years and blessed the place, hidden the treasures of the dharmas and the statues, blessings, and the teachings. This kind of activity you're never going to see throughout the world. The live teaching of Tantra and the Sutra combination is a kind of, because of not having knowledge and not having much of exposure, and you think that I'm just saying things to praise Guru Rinpoche or like that. But really, you can go and search in the world. In the point of view of the teaching of the Dharma, you're not going to see one place that Sutra and the Vajrayana teachings equally taught in the practice, such as in the Guru Rinpoche's teaching in Guru Rinpoche's lineage. So that's why in the Himalayan region, they see Guru Rinpoche is a second Buddha because of that activity. Buddha Shakyamuni visit is very strong presence in Nepal, born in Nepal, give teaching and pass away in India, but in Nirvana in India. But when you look at the such an influence for 1,000 years, that influence actually grow because of the only one single blessings is Mahanguru Padma Sambhava. And he have different form always. So he have many different manifestations. He doesn't come always in the same form. This is our, relative, how you say, mind thing, that we always think that we must have one figure, must be is identity of somebody like us. I have a figure, and that figure is me, and I cannot have different figures. But the great siddhas is not like that. Great siddha is like a how you say, manifested differently with accordingly time in the people. Sometime you're going to see like a sadhu, sometimes you can see like monk, sometimes see like Guru Rinpoche as a statue that we have. Sometimes Guru Rinpoche is peaceful, sometimes Guru Rinpoche is man, sometimes Guru Rinpoche is a woman, possible. Anything can have tree, animal, who knows? You never know. So that's why don't limit it. Our mind is limited, our compassion is limited, our faith is limited, our devotion is limited. But that limited, you need to know that we are limited. But you cannot say Bodhisattva don't have limitless compassion. We cannot say Mahasiddha have limitless devotion. We cannot say Buddha have limitless wisdom. Then what happens when you say like that? Then you're not going to gain any limitless compassion and devotion and realization, because you already you putting limit on yourself. So that's why we need to have object to have take refuge. Why we need to have object of this? Because we see ourselves limited person, people, a being. That's why we need to have object. It's a limitless one. Now, on the most important part that I want to say is that Guru Rinpoche, Buddha Shakyamuni, Bodhisattva, all the refuge lineages, masters, everybody, male, female, Buddhas, Taras, all basically everyone, when you learn the refuge time, they have these three important quality, or everybody has. Number one, because of they are enlightened, or their realization of emptiness, the nature of mind or emptiness. So they don't have no ego. They don't have no I issue, issue of eyes, like ego, pride. So because they have no pride, so that means they don't have no self-agenda. Okay, number one. Number two, because they don't have no I, they don't have no self-agenda, their compassion is limitless. Their compassion don't have no giving and taking and agenda compassion. It's just compassion. Because it's limitless compassion, now the realization they have the wisdom is limitless. That means when they have the wisdom and the compassion, the blessing and power is already present. The limitless is actually the blessing. Limitless is actually the power. Okay, so that's why you can see limited mind have so much power. Such you can see, you can actually experience ourselves. Our limitless thought can provoke other people pain or yourself pain, or our limited compassion can increase happiness for others and ourselves. Our limited ego can create so many issues, isn't it? So our limited ignorance have so much power. Now you can compare the limitless compassion and limitless wisdom. Now you compare the limited ego with the limitless compassion and wisdom. Ego not going to be present that moment. So that means when the sun shines, you don't need to have these treble lights and electric light in the house. You don't need to have. You can off the light because the sun is shining. So it's a limitless light. It's the presence of the blessings and the wisdom and compassion. So all this ego and limited thought no need to be there. It's going to be non-exist, going to be liberated. So because of that reason, Guru Rinpoche and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, that we need to take refuge and we need to have this, 100% devotion and 100% trust. Why we can trust? Because they don't have no self-agenda. So that is the whole reason. Okay, so that's why the Guru Rinpoche visit to Tibet and stay for 50 over years, giving teachings. And that time, Guru Rinpoche built, and the first, our emperor named called Trisong Dezen, built the first monastery, and Guru Rinpoche conduct the blessings and helped to build. It's called a monastery named called Samye. So now you can see our institute name is Samye because we want to bring the memory back. We want to bring the activity back. We want to bring to the modern world the Samye into the digital area. So that's why I chose the name Samye, because of that reason. So in Samye, that time there was a Guru Rinpoche presence and King Teso Dezen, his son, second son Murup Zembo, Kandu Ishis Hojar, all of them there. And in the second floor of the Samye monastery. And at that time, all of them prostrated to Guru Rinpoche and request saying that Guru Rinpoche, you said that removing obstacles is the most important instruction of removing all obstacles is a supplication to our own Guru. So our Guru is you. So please give us a supplication to remove outer, inner, and secret obstacles. So Guru Rinpoche said, okay, that's very good. And he spoke. So he put right hand, king's head, left hand, Ishitojal's head, and he put the forehead in the second son, the Murup Zembo. He put the forehead on the forehead of the Murup Zembo, touching the head to head. And he begin to start Om Benzang Guru Masu de Hung Chugu Nawan Tayela, so the Lungu Tuji Chimbola, so the Togu Bemanjunela, so and the Namangon Satripiko, something like that. He begin the supplication of Parjilamser. Then again, the second son, after they finished, Guru Rinpoche taught the supplication. The second son again prostrated, offered the golden mandala with a very big turquoise, because those time turquoise is very, very valuable. So very huge turquoise, and offered to Guru Rinpoche, said, please give us every visualization, the sadhanas, practice, teachings, the coordinating with this Parje Lamser practice. Then Guru Rinpoche said, yeah, okay, now you request, I'm going to do it. So Guru Rinpoche maintained on the samadhi of long life Buddha, and he instantly transformed to long life Buddha Amitayos, red color, and 4 colors of the Amitayos appeared with all the mandala of Amitayos, and Guru Rinpoche gave the longevity empowerment and teachings. Then after finish, he transformed back to Guru Rinpoche. Again, he meditated samadhi of compassion. He transformed to Avalokiteshvara. Then whole mandala of purifying karma and purifying sufferings of the being. So the 5 Buddhas, then well known of the 5 Buddhas who are purifying the beings, such as Akshobhya Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, Buddha Shakyamuni, Medicine Buddha, all of them. And the Buddhas, Buddha Berochana, all the Buddhas appeared, because this is a well-known Buddhas to purifying the beings differently. So again, 4 kinds of Avalokiteshvara, 4 kinds of Konyin Pusa in Chinese language. In Sanskrit, they say Avalokiteshvara. The 4 kinds of Avalokiteshvara, Vajrasattva, Korwa Tongdu, everything appeared again in the same mandala and give this. So Guru Rinpoche gave like that, teachings and like that, and 12 manifestations. Basically, Guru Rinpoche gave the teachings called, the first teaching called Jaldam Hingjang. So that is the first volume of the Tukdrup Barché Künsel. And that actually called Guru Rinpoche heart advice of the essence from the Guru Rinpoche's heart. In there, Guru Rinpoche gave the teachings of Mahayoga teaching, Anuyoga teaching, Adi Yoga teaching, with the 12 manifestation, everything in one volume. That is the first volume of Choling Tersar. We have a 40-hour volume. The first volume, Ka volume, the first volume is the Tukdrup Barché Künsel Shaltam Hingjang. So now you can see this volume is very important. So wherever I go, I always take this. So you can see is a very, very important value. Now, in there, now we want to practice this. The most important is the preliminary practice. Yeah. So before I begin to teach, this is a history. So now I'm going to teach. So I'm, I'm going to do some chanting. Okay. Now, when you're receiving the teachings, when giving the teachings, the person who give the teachings must be correct attitude, meaning no gain, no self agenda, no ego base, only based in compassion and bodhicitta. That is attitude must be. And what need to be visualized is the person who's teaching, whatever the teaching belong to Buddha, that you need to be visualize yourself. So Guru Rinpoche. So receiver, you can visualize as a Guru Rinpoche, or you can visualize a Tara, green Tara, and all the teachings that you're receiving going through the ear, going into the ear and coming to your heart center and maintain there. And that is the best way to receiving teachings. Of course, before that, we need to check our attitude or motivation or attitude. So our Drupla Sonam is have experience, and he's a very humble and experienced and a very nice person. So I believe that he's going to teach his best to all. And I like to say thank you to all our Samye translators and Samye organizers and Samye people. This is actually called Dharma's giving. I know everybody have their own work to do, but this kind of activity is a Dharma practice. Dharma practice does not mean always sitting on the cushion and doing practice, but putting effort to bring the people to learn Dharma, and especially giving the correct way of understanding is actually the most important generosity. In the generosity, they call generosity of giving, of Dharma, is the most important. Upholding the Dharma is providing the community to support the practice Dharma and correct way, is upholding the Dharma. And serving the Buddha Dharma, serving the teacher, serving the Buddha, serving Guru Rinpoche is actually this. So it's actually we should not think this is not a practice. Don't think this is something out of the practice. It's very, very wrong. And practice is, you need to learn to practice into sleeping and in daytime. This kind of activity is actually part of practice. And I'm very, very happy that 190 or 200 people come today for Ngöndro. Means you all now really want to practice. And please, there are few misunderstandings. Number one, Ngöndro is not just for beginners. Ngöndro is the essential, the most important essence of the Dharma practice in the Sutrayana and especially Vajrayana combined is actually the Ngöndro practice. Now, the elaborate Ngöndro is the very, very important, because the library Ngöndro the Library for Foundation gives you the bigger picture about more details. The beginning from the end is very more elaborate. And the shorter form is the Tukdrup Barché composed, but composed by Jamyang Khyentse Wangpo, Kerse Tsewang Norabo, and Karma Khenchen Rinchen Tarji add something. but basically composed by Jamyang Khyentse Wangpo, but he just collected. He collected from the different texts in Tukdrup Barché Künsel, and he put it together as a Ngöndro. And the shorter one is just took out from the Jamyang Khyentse components into shorter form by Jabje Trugu Ujien Rinpoche. So the misunderstanding we have is the second misunderstanding that I seen, that people who practice in Ngöndro, how you say, this kind of obstacle increasing and this kind of stuff that you usually hear. I don't hear much from the Western students, but Asian students, like Asian students, not Nepali students, but mostly like Chinese students, Malaysians and Singaporeans and like that. Sometimes they have this kind of misled things, happens. So I really encourage all of you. Practicing Ngöndro does not bring any misfortune or obstacles. We already in the misfortune and obstacle in life. That is no dharma, don't want to practice, and don't have no interest to practice, or we have interest to practice, we have no time to practice. And how crucial the dharma is, we don't know. We are already in that state. So we are in the lowest of life. Actually, when you think carefully, of course, we have food to eat and we have a place to stay. That is the animal have too. Yeah, all the animals have a place to stay, ant have place to stay, bird have own place to stay. They have food to eat. It's nothing special. To live for life, to work, all the animals do. It's nothing special of human being. The human being is have one special, that we can change our mind willingly from ego mind to egoless, ignorant mind to the realization, wisdom, angry mind to the compassion. Now we have the chance, and now is the time to do it. And this human birth can be changed to not able to practice dharma happens. And we have so many excuses. We give ourselves excuses. Actually, we don't love ourselves, honestly speaking. We really love and you really understand dharma correctly, you're going to have naturally diligent. Naturally diligent is going to become naturally. It's like automatic. Because you don't see the dharma is so important and you don't really love yourself correct way, then you neglected ourselves. And I'm like this for many, many years because we have a habit. All of us, we have habit. We have no one showing us the right path. So few people. So we're only seeing the samsaric beings. I look at our own families, we look at our friends, everybody in the samsaric life. So we don't have no good mentors. We have not good place. That's why good to read life stories, great master life stories, Mela Rebel life stories, Ishi Thojar life stories, Jigme Lingpa life stories, Padu Rinpoche life stories. Please read life stories. The life story gives us a similar life like all the master have. Master, that nothing special in the beginning. We're all same. But they know, they change. Yeah, they transform. And we are stuck still. But now we already cracking. We're cracking the shell of ignorant. So we want to do it something. Now we need to learn to do correct way. Yeah. So then another thing I want to say is that when people want to practice, don't think that you're going to have a right time to practice. Okay. Don't think that you're going to make money, save some money, everything secure, then I'm going to practice. It's not going to come. Then the day is not going to come. Okay. Every day is time to practice. Until you have breathing, you have physical health is okay, your mental health is okay. Now is time to transform. Now is time to do it. Don't wait for like retirement. Don't wait for the right timing. I've seen so many people preparing to go to retreat, and the time never comes and the person passes away. I've seen so many. One person, I seen another person, I seen exactly the same. I saw many person working very hard, making money, saving money, nyingje, and planning to go to retreat. And after retirement, second month, and fall sick, and after 3 months die. I seen that so many times. So my teacher always remind me, said, Phakchok Rinpoche, you're not going to have right moment and right day. Every day is a right day. Every moment is a right moment. So I'm reminding to you how my teacher remind me. I like to remind to all of you, each of you, every day is a day, good day to practice. Every moment is a good day to practice. And the practice is not for you only. When you practice, you bring your mind towards inwardly. That is the beginning of the practice of dharma. When the mind is inward towards your mind, when the mind is inward towards reflection to yourself, when your mind is not distracted completely in the world, and that is the beginning of the dharma. The turning inward is the beginning of practice. So we have habit. So good to read life stories. Don't fall into the false advice. You want to get advice? Good to get advice from Drupla, get advice from Samye Institute. We're going to give you good advice. Don't asking everybody questions, and everybody doesn't practice all the time. Okay, so that's why late happened so many times that I saw. But in our samaya, our practice, we don't criticize directly. So we're not going to say anything. When you do mislead it, we're going to say, oh, it's okay, you can go. Whatever you want to do, please do. It's your will and your wish. But we're not going to say anything and then that. But now you came for the teaching forum. So I like to advise you. I've seen many times misled. I have so many students beginning practice Ngöndro, then they give up Ngöndro because of these misled things happens. So I am very happy for you. Each of you who came today is not a public teaching today, is something that practice. So I really believe and I wish that each of you, whoever doing Ngöndro, please do carry on. People who are not doing Ngöndro, please start Ngöndro. And don't see the Ngöndro is preliminary practice, is actually the main practice of all dharma. The first, talking about for refuge, taking refuge correctly. Second, we're talking about bodhicitta, how to practice bodhicitta correctly. But in the bigger Ngöndro, the longer Ngöndro, they divide it to aspiration, bodhicitta, application. We have 7 or 8 branches practice. It's very crucial, the 7, 8 branches. Then you have application, tonglen practice, is the basic, the bigger Ngöndro. Then you have the practice of Vajrasattva, is the most important confessing. One of the most famous tantra that ever emphasize to purification, the one only best way to purification is the Vajrasattva. The reason behind is his aspiration. So Vajrasattva make the aspiration, whoever, when I become Buddha, whoever have this karmic and obscuration and negative emotion obscuration, all the obscuration and broken samaya can be purified. Such as Tara make the aspiration as a woman to become enlightenment and to benefit. Likewise, Amitabha make aspiration to have pure land. Such as Shakyamuni, Buddha Shakyamuni make aspiration to come for the worst time of the human time. And like that. So there are many aspirations. Like Guru Rinpoche make aspiration to come back to bring the Dharma, Vajrayana Dharma. So all that aspiration is very important. So that's why Vajrasattva, one aspect is aspiration. Another aspect is Vajrasattva is actually the belong to how you say, in the 5 family, you generally belong to Akshobhya section, Vajra section. So Buddha, Vajra, Ratna, Padma, Karma, the 5 family. But generally Vajrasattva is all combination, but more permanent in the Vajra section. So Vajra is the body, speech, mind we have. The mind section is the thing. So our mind, nature of the mind is the Vajrasattva. So that's why who do all the negative emotion? Mind. Where the negative emotion resides, stay, mind. And the nature of the mind is the wisdom, the Vajrasattva. So purification of the practice of Vajrasattva is the purification of the obscuration. Yeah, obscuration doesn't stay in the body. Obscuration stay in the mind. Yeah, so that's why it's second. So the mandala offering, they have elaborate offering and the shorter offering. But what is meaning mandala offering? That there are two kinds of aspect that you need to understand in the mandala offering. The bottom line one. First, the mandala offering, of course, you're offering the whole Buddha field, the world that you attach to, your body and all that you're offering is the one aspect. Yeah, the world that you're living in, the me, my wealth, me, my body, my marriage, my attachment, whatever I attach to. Yeah, offering that is the one significant effect of your practice is that way. Another way you can see the word of mandala offering, right? It's not body offering, it's a mandala offering. Mandala actually means Buddha field. Yeah. So you have the Buddha field of Shakyamuni Buddha field, this one, or the Buddha field of Sambhuvagaya Buddha field, the greater Buddha field, the pure Buddha field, like Amitabha Buddha field, Akshobhya Buddha field, the greater Bodhisattva, Vajrasattva Buddha field, Tara Buddha field, all the great Buddha field, like Sankdopari, all the greater Buddha field existent now, presence, and included our world. You're offering all the Buddha field to the Buddha is the the second meaning of the mandala offering. So it's not offering of water, offering of flower, offering of my body, offering of incense. Offering the Buddha field, the Buddha pure land is called mandala offering. So the second aspect is very important too. Then you have the Guru Yoga, the most important in the Vajrayana. The most important. Without the blessings, the gaining the blessings, pour into you, and you're not gaining the realization is very difficult. So without the Guru blessings. So Guru right now is Guru Rinpoche, inseparable with your Guru, whoever that is. And you practice with the three aspects. The aspect of supplication, aspect of receiving four empowerments with the mantra, or three empowerment or four empowerment. Then maintaining in nature state or meditating, Guru mind, Guru wisdom, and your mind mingling and maintaining. So that is the third aspect. So when you say Guru Yoga, they always need to be understood with three aspects. You cannot have Guru Yoga without any one of them. Okay, so Guru Yoga must have three aspects. So the first aspect is a supplication. So we have the saying in our teachings, say, Hin Kung repeating ne, meaning core, bottom from my heart and core from my bone. Whatever happens, go to hell, I go to hell, or I go to Pure Land, or I gain realization, or I don't, or I live, or I die, or I'm happy, or not happy, whatever situation happens, I always take refuge. I always supplicate you. That is the meaning of bottom from my heart and core from my bone is the way to supplication is without any agenda. Our agenda is, oh, Guru Rinpoche, please bless me to live long. Please bless me to gain realization. There are too many demands. This is not a correct supplication. The correct supplication is bottom from my heart, core from my bone. I supplicate you. Whatever situation I am, I don't mind. I supplicate you. So that is the Vajrayana aspect of supplication, not the samsaric way of supplication. Samsaric way of supplication is a lot of demand, hope and fear demand. Oh, please give me this, and please don't give me this, and hope and fear-based supplication is samsaric supplication. Vajrayana supplication is core, bottom from my heart, core from my bone. You know the best, and you, whatever situation I'm in, like that. Second part of the Guru Yoga is for receiving four empowerments. And third aspect is the mingling mind to that. So this is the basic Ngöndro practice. So now, when you're practicing Ngöndro, before you eat meal, breakfast, lunch, supper, tea, coffee, whatever, just you don't know how to chant, but just say, "Oh, Tirijul, my Tiriguru, Guru Rinpoche, I offer this to you, and please bless all the beings and include me and my family." So that short form is very important. I offer to you, please bless me and all the beings and my family. So when you go to sleep, Guru Rinpoche in your heart center, it 8 lotus petal, and you have the Guru Rinpoche in your size of your thumb. So some people have bigger thumb, some people have smaller thumb. So whatever size of your thumb you have, the size of your thumb is the Guru Rinpoche form in your heart, and you go to sleep. So the whole sleeping is Guru devotion. And when you wake up in the morning, the first thing, or chant Guru Rinpoche's mantra, wake up and practice some bodhicitta and compassion right away. It is how to wake up in correct way. Okay. Now, the last final thing I want to say. When you struggle something, physically, health, emotion, and family struggled, and anything you struggle, you can actually supplicate Guru Rinpoche. One way. Yeah. Of course, one way, Vajrayana style of doing is without any hope, without any that. That is the basic base of the supplication. But as a samsaric beings, we have so many agendas. We have so many hope and fears. So we need to have. So Guru Rinpoche says, it's okay to supplicate me, no problem. He said that. So that's why you can do supplication. Base of bottom from my heart, core from my bone is the base. Then you can add, oh, please can help me and help my family or whatever situation you're going through. It's okay to do that. Okay, so you can do that in the final one. Okay, all right. So that is my today. I know that I took the most of the time, but that is the today for me, and I really happy that almost 200 people here to receiving teaching, and especially this. Please come back this series, and Drupla Sonam going to teach very good. And I'm really going to be happy that we able to do this and you all able to come. And please dedicate this merit to all the beings. And encourage our family members, friends, whoever they want to practice dharma, slowly by slowly, accordingly with their mind and their capability, we encourage them to practice. Because that is thing that what we can give them. Okay, so I'm going to get out from the today, and Drupla Sonam going to begin something. Okay, he need to begin something today. So I do dedication. Sonam de Namje Zegba Nyenton de Yebra Nam Pamjin Jega Naje Balam Druba Yesibe Zole Drova Tovara Sho Jambalaba Chidra Chambada Gundo Sambo Dayan Teda Gunji Jesu Dalu Yu Geva Da Tamje Rabdung Ho Tuzum Shikpe Java Tamji Jing Hoa Kangla Chodung Haupa de Da Givi Zawa Degunja Sambo Juji Rabdung Ho Waraji Dumbandik Den Kamsu Jumba Dan Dembani Shendu Sawa de Tinzen Panam Darshin Jib Temba Yuring Ne Bedra Shi Shu Java Gunji Nyalam Jiguru Javi Yongla Tekso Zokwachi Jama Pimering Dong Hanjur Bejar Tin Chokdra Jebedra Pribedere Jamzon Kolo Jun Rundru Chokjur de Jining by Remo Chokdu Kundu Chaba and Pendegating Bedra Shi Shu Drupla Sonam La Tachi Kacho Sono Nang. Then thank you very much, all my translators. Thank you, our organizers. And thank you, all of you, each of you, bottom from my heart. And all the Guru Rinpoche going to bless all of you 100%. So please practice correct way. And Drupla Sonam going to begin now.
Hello, welcome all. I'd like to welcome you as a way of establishing auspicious connection today.
다 접접하지를 못하기 아니 캐나발라 베메스 저와 친구 남기요래 아니 공기에 니망하라 송충 아니 같이 군섬 가시지 휴가래 아니 다 나라 바고비도 아니 그냥 추기 기바정 상고래 대인들 아니 뭔가가 추송으로 나서 공부를 그걸 못 나서 그리고 찬이스로 나서 그 나만 신지 아니 나와대 캐나바게 제도래 최소 캐나바랑에 무지개 변해서 아니 가서 가르치고 난게도.
And so Rinpoche, Rinpoche has shown you has shown us all great kindness today. Previously, he had requested me, telling me you have stayed in a few retreats for some time, and also you hold a pure lineage of the same lineage as mine. And so in the future, please teach and share these teachings with students. And Rinpoche has done this out of kindness for all of you. So really such a kind teacher to all.
대송상 드니 공기 까디나 드니 모두 바체네 드니 다링디 선에 웨스나와 아니 용화 인스.
And so in order to honor his request then, I agreed to give these teachings through Samye.
rinpoche 공기 대발라 가리요레스는 캐남바디 드니 tukdrup barché künsel kordi 아니 냠내야 보지 제나 tukdrup 냠내 tukdrup barché künsel 라 드니 때네 아니 tarbe기 람로 도투나 삼베기 둘라 공시된데 요래 대영상 아니 공기하라 다들 지티로치 송화레스.
And therefore Rinpoche requested me, having the wish that all of you may practice well the cycle of the dispeller of all obstacles, so that you may be brought onto the path of liberation. Rinpoche asked me to teach you the preliminary practices to this path and to this practice of the dispeller of all obstacles. And so that is what I will be doing.
대기 변된저 되는 술도 되잖아. 되네 말한서지 되네 밀리 대등에 되네 밀리 텐덴시 체크 바탕 되네 밀리 대기 되네 된다는 것이 체크기요나 되네 남 간다시는 되는 거나 아니 드고요 봐. 아니 된저 말한 게 시고요레스.
Basically, the core point here is that having obtained a human body, we need to make this human life meaningful. And in order to make this human life meaningful, we should rely on the path, traverse the path. And so it's important for us to understand this.
militante servate ani ngaranzo milite 동네 되네 인골렌도 바시 라 인골렌도 바시 다 된데게 인골 레버 제발라 가르치고 구요래 되네 담배 채를 떼고 구요래 다 담배 채를 떼는 용대 가르치고 구요래 담배 채지 도당도 시고 구요래.
And so in order to make this human life meaningful, we need to, so to say, extract the essence in a way. And in order to extract the essence, to make this human life meaningful, we need to rely on the sacred dharma. But in order to do so, we need to know the correct way to rely on the sacred dharma.
랑기 랑라 아니 세와이나 밀리 전달에 덴바식 제국요래 아니 이나양 단단한 속이 드니 랑기 랑라 세와 지당데 드니 데스 도당 데스 저기요 말레스.
So if we truly love ourselves, if we truly loved ourselves, we would make this human life meaningful. However, actually, the current situation is that we don't fully correctly know how to love ourselves in the right way.
네, 말랑스 밀리테 토비용데 드니 아니 밀리테 땡네 아니 닝볼된 거 가시라 드니 대닝보디 말렘바체네 드니 말랑스 미세데라 드니 세와디 가르치기를 했으면 드니 말랑스 류라 조 세와 전부치기를 제가 가르치기를 류기 체도 당하는 세 부구열에 류기 체도 아니 그 부구열에 류기 체도 아니 강바당 사자들의 몽부시 부구열에
So having this human body now, we wish to make this life meaningful, extract the essence of life, so to speak. And yet, as it is, during this lifetime of ours, what actually do we place the most importance on? What is it that we direct our love towards? It's actually our bodies that we cherish the most. And for the sake of our bodies, we eat, we need clothes, we need houses, a place to stay, and so on. So our bodies have so many needs.
아니 랑기 미세데 아니 류기 세체도 아니 미세깔도 요레스 미세도 족도 요레스.
And in this way, our entire lifespans are used up just with these occupations of taking care of the body, and life is exhausted in that way.
이나양 마랑츠기 셈라 드니 세와촌이 제게요 말레스.
And yet we never actually take care of our minds.
하레스나 셈데 아니 루이낭신 중화시대 두바라보이나 되니 코 미다바레 아니 루이사직라네 아니 직차나 되니 메 시와당 추감반나시레 아니 대 렌직레 셈데 되니 렌직 말에 가르스나 중화시 말에 셈디 룽레베 말에 메 룽추 가야 말에 대마인디 아니 콜라 되니 시에요 말에 시에미디 코케와 랭고요레 이나양 코케와 랭고요디 아니 균레기 톨로 조고요레 균레기 톨로 조고디 균레디 되니 담배 채를 때는 조고요레 다 셈라 제와 요나 담배 채 조발로 때는 셈라 제와 채고요레 어다 디 제게요 말에 다 나랑 저기 교인 첨부직 다 내려 쇼도요레 류라 제와 첨부 제 셈라 제와 윤용 지양데 아니 교인 첨부직 내려 제고레 이나양 지금 류라양 제와 채고요레 대대장 가치와 셈라 제와 치고 계랑을 제와 이나 되네 오늘 셈기 제도 되네 디기 주고요 디기 탑답 치고요.
And the reason for that is that our mind, unlike our bodies, is not composed of the four elements. Our bodies are made of the four elements of fire, water, air, and earth. And because everything is of the nature of impermanence, at the time of death, the body may be cremated in the fire or decomposed in the earth and reverts back to each of the elements. The mind, however, is not that way. The mind is not constituted of the four gross elements, and therefore it doesn't die in the same way that the body does. Instead, it needs to go through rebirth. And rebirth is impelled through karmic cause and conditions. In order to redirect or bring to exhaustion this cycle of karmic causes and condition that cause rebirth, we need the dharma. So if we truly had love for ourselves, then we would actually take care of our minds as well. And that really is our greatest fault. Our greatest fault is that we cherish and take care of our bodies so much, but we take so little care of our minds. So that truly is the big mistake that we all make. If we truly loved ourselves, then if we truly cared for ourselves, then we would, of course, take care of our bodies, that's necessary, but we would also take as much care of our minds.
Marebe ani redwa tenga ranzu li dine kene sungbe ani misichik la ke sawi jela ko shi dogre shi sawi jela ko lugo de dine metal capture metal capture jela yangir di double lidenchi langayo ta ko liden shimba jilang go same di theta bu mare meshi wada chukamba da buji mare ko yang ke wa lungu ko jungwa shi marwa ko jungwa shi ina ko yang sajik게 sajik shi dogre de ina tanga ranzu chi che ko mare kayan che go yo mare ko 기와직대로 그런 가리 제거부터 제나 그런 딕대요래 제고 말에 이거 좀 가리 기부 땅 거네 기부 땅 딕대요 이나야 대 말에 샘디 시에요 시에비 경쟁이 가래 그매 말에 주 말에 롱 말에 마인디 코 중화시 마인디 아니 코라 지에요 말에 지에미디 코 개월 랭거고래 코 개월 랭거고 요디 되니 코기 강라 대나랑주기 다 갈수고래 윤대기 박차데 거기 샘디 띵라 샤용디 윤대기 바짝이 띵라 코 drogu 유디 티니 개와제마 양 리덴지 랑고 개와제마 코 리덴지 랑고 유디 티니 거기 야 땅아 부지기 삼니티 코 부지 연결에 말아봐 나 부모지기 삼나 부모지 영화시를 말아봐 이 데네 나랑서 나다고 차샤나 나 아메고 보내나 당분간 나 부지기 삼니 개와를 개와 말아봐 그럼 부탁하실래서 가르치는데 레기 내 인데스트레스 두고 부모님께도 가르치게 뭔가 레기 내 제수 두고 그렇다 다 레기 제수 두고 그들 아니 레 가르사고 랭고들 먼저 렌데 숨고 다 숨고 나시 근데 렌데 숨고 그면다 미상을 찍고 그냥 잡고 아니 직된지 감나 가르쳐고 렌데 지야 숨으면 미상을 축구를 가더라 미상을 축구 장기기 나고 그랬더니 축구 장기 그냥 미상을 축구 잡고 말해도 와 직된지 감나 땅고 된데 망부지도 지든지 감라 추보당 땅불 딩딩이 맞는데 망부지도 지든지 감라 추보야 되는 망부지도 다민나 소시도 봐 대가래 현재 예배도 봐 현재 때문에 끼기 요바리 나는 시고요.
Isn't it this way? We go through this life and the body dies and may be cremated in the fire. Yet after that, we need to take on another bodily support, another physical form, because the mind doesn't get burnt by the fire. The mind's water doesn't dry up. The mind is not formed out of the four elements. And therefore, once this body dies, the mind goes and finds another support that is likewise made out of the four elements. If it wasn't so, if we just had this one life that completely ended at the time of death, then it wouldn't really matter what we did during this life. We wouldn't matter whether we do good or bad. We can just try to be happy during this one life, and that would be all. However, because the mind is not made out of the four elements, it does not die in the same way as the body does. Instead, it has to go through yet another cycle of rebirth. And it does so impelled by the habits of karma, impelled by the habit of our actions. We take on another bodily support with which we go through life, die again, and take on another bodily support. And we do not do so out of the force of our own will. It's not that those of us who were born as women decided, oh, I want to be a girl, I'm going to be reborn as a girl. Or those of us who were born as men decided, oh, I want to be born as a man, and so I'll take rebirth as a man. That's not how it happens, does it? We don't choose the form we take rebirth in. Instead, we're dragged on by karma. We can only follow after the karma that we have accumulated. So in this way, we're really determined by the type of karma that we have accumulated throughout our lifetimes, and that's what determines the experiences that we will go through in this life. Otherwise, if we could decide what type of form or life we would take, then we would all be rich, right? Everyone in this world would be rich. Everyone would decide, oh, I want to be reborn as a rich person. Everyone would just have whatever they wanted if it was all based on our own will. But that's not the case, is it? In this world, there are many poor people, there are many rich people, there are many different types of experiences. And that's because all of these life experiences are entirely dependent on previously accumulated karma.
Today in the Ani Kaskora, Maranzo, Sewa Chitan, the Lula Sewa Shikchimbuchi, Lula Sewa di Shikchimbuchi on the Lula Digidi, Tinichiro, you know, Longi, Digidi, top to you. That's saying Digidi, Tinichiro, you know, Longi, top to you, some top to you. Top to the Karchikore, same Digidi, Tini Nangcho, then, Tini, Nambichu, Yamin, then, top to you.
So in this way, because we love ourselves and cherish our bodies so much, we, in order to gain something for our bodies, we put so much effort in accumulating wealth and money. However, does the mind benefit? Does the mind gain from the accumulation of wealth and money? No. What the mind benefits from, what the mind gains from, is receiving the sacred dharma. That is how one takes care of one's mind.
Around the same day, when I never inside Tong Mindu, then I never inside Church Sana, never Maridua, around so same day, Yobaridua, same unit, channel Sora di Euro, same mena, channel Sora di Yomaro, same mena, Chuki Kitishi to Mare, some no Tangshi Mare, Chera same doa. Same Yona, Tang around the Sukunangshi to guess in a 10 Minduba. You do what? You just dating a 10 and around the same as what you raise, the same as what Chegona, so Mati check on the same as you. So what the trailer 10 to raise.
Now you may think, but there might not be any mind. I can't see the mind. Why should I practice the Dharma? But you can't say that there is no mind. We can see that the mind is there. You have feelings and sensations, right? You have feelings and sensations because you have a mind. You're able to think and to talk because you have a mind. All of these are proofs of the presence of mind, even though mind cannot be seen or touched in the same way as the body can. Yet mind is there, we can say. So we need to take care of this mind. If we truly love ourselves in the correct way, then we need to take care of our minds.
Sanjay Sungre, Secretary, Sershindu Sungre, Lepartala Naika Sungre, Sanjay Choi, Tata Chevore, Sanjay Nagi Sungshago, Sama Kinzo, Lasso Sunsho, Labio Mara, on Chesan Kiranzo de Chavolo, not Dula Payapore, Koya, Concarisona de Dembare, Laya Marta, Tindalana Kimusho Dure, Chesan, Ni Labio eating like Kenamba, Taxation, Taxation, Dembatuna, Ten Yamsunan, Demba Mituna, Tepangzada.
So that is what I have to say to you. Please don't let this life go to waste, but reflect on this. Reflect on the body and the mind and how these come about, how these are formed. And through reflection, through examination, you will come to certainty. As the Buddha has said, examine my words as a goldsmith would examine gold. So it's not just because the Buddha said it that one should accept it without prior investigation. And one can't just, because we say it's the Buddha's word, said, oh, okay, and not think about it for ourselves. We need to examine the Dharma. Just because I am a Drupla and you think, oh, this is a good person, good practitioner, that's not a sufficient reason to just accept my word without prior examination. Please examine whatever it is that I say, and if you find that if you find that what I say makes sense, that seems to be the case, that it is true, then it might be something to be adopted, to be accepted by you. If it doesn't make sense, if it doesn't reflect the truth, then it's something to discard.
그래서 아니 다른 게 최대인지 참디 대라 소도도 안 제가 못해내 자용 사만을 다시 드레스 순남디 담지스 바니 담내니 벤라남 담지데 징가나지 발라도 세베 솔레도 안로와쇼.
So thank you. This concludes our session for today, and I hope to see you all in the next sessions.
Thank you so much, Drupla. Thank you, Orion. So this does conclude our first teaching of the extensive Ngöndro of the Tukdrup Barché Künsel. First of all, I'd like to extend our thanks and gratitude to Rinpoche for kindly providing us the transmissions and for your powerful words of advice. Drupla, we're so grateful for your teaching today, and we really look forward to the continuing series of teachings in the weeks to come. So thank you very much for doing this. Many thanks to Orion for your skilled translation, and to our interpretation team, Hong, Marcella, Helena, and Henry. We want to thank the rest of the Samye team for making this opportunity to gather and reconnect possible. This includes George, Alex, Ruby, Daniel, Vikram, Marie, and Suchen. And we're happy for your participation today, all of you gathered here from your various time zones. Thank you, and may you receive every benefit of these teachings. The second teaching session will be 2 weeks from today at the same time. Please do consider contributing to Samye's fundraising campaign that is currently going on until Ngöndro, until Losar. And remember that this makes possible for Samye to offer live events, courses, and teaching materials to our global sangha. From all of us at Samye Institute, please stay well and be safe. And now feel free to unmute yourselves, and we can have a little community time before we end the session.